Hello, everyone. I just got done watching the fights. I wanted to come on here and give my post fight on each one of the cards tonight. I'm going to start off with the HBO card just because I literally just finished watching it. I just wanted to come on here and talk about it a little bit. I'll start off with the main event first. In my review, I said that I was a big Sergey Kovalev fan, and I picked him to win by fifth round knockout. But I also mentioned that I was nervous about this fight. I had a bad feeling as a Kovalev fan. And this fight, obviously the result of Alvarez by knockout in the seventh round was the reason why. Where do I start? Okay, so the fight started off kind of like I thought, right? Alvarez was going to come out the first two rounds, box well, move well, flick a hard jab, catch Kovalev with a little something here and there. And then I thought Kovalev would start to inch closer. And once he hit him, I thought, that would be the beginning of the end because I know Alvarez does like to fire back when he gets hit. Like I said in my prediction, he has an instinct to fire back. And, he showed that in this fight. But he was obviously a better fighter than I thought he was. And he made a name for himself tonight. I gave the first two rounds to Alvarez. The first round was close. I know Harold Letterman gave that round to Kovalev, but I thought Alvarez won the first two rounds. I gave rounds 3 through 6 to Kovalev. I thought he did. He was getting closer. He started to land his right hand. Was throwing some good left hooks tonight. Was working the body well. You could see he was working on some things. He was trying to improve. But through the whole process, you could just see that still, the fourth round when he had Alvarez hurt, he didn't go all out like essentially the old Kovalev would have. Like he seems like the stamina issues that he's had, really going back to the Chilemba fight. And in both Ward fights, it really seemed like it was starting to weigh on his mind. He just didn't look as confident. I mentioned that in his last fight. The Sabransky fight, like I said, that was just a joke. But the last fight he had, he still didn't. He looks like mentally, he's just a wreck right now as a fighter. And the stamina issues were in the back of his mind. And he's, you could see him in the corner. He's doing all this controlled, heavy breathing. But he's thinking about it. And I think when you're a fighter and you're thinking about always tiring, not wanting to throw too many hard punches, not wanting to, burn yourself out. And when you're a fighter like Kovalev and you rely on that to win fights, when you rely on your power to win fights, because Kovalev has never been, in my mind, a great boxer, obviously. He showed some skills. He showed some skills against Hopkins. He showed some skills in the first Ward fight. He has skills, but his bread and butter is his power, and he needs that to bail him out of situations versus better boxers. And, all praise to Alvarez. He did. He took his best punches in the fourth. It was a good little fight. Alvarez, in the fourth when he got hit, he was even taunting Kovalev a little bit like, yeah, hit me. And he took a big uppercut, bunch of right hands, left hooks, was taking some good body shots. And, in the seventh round, it looked like the tables had turned. But Kovalev, you could tell, was just, his fatigue was starting to set in a little bit. And Kovalev has never been a perfect fighter. He's always kind of kept his hands in awkward positions. He's always looked a little off balance to me, even back when he was just knocking people out. I mean, Caparello knocked him down. And just because of balance, really, his balance has never seemed good. And he always pulls straight back, and Alvarez caught him flush. And again, another one of Kovalev's flaws, which showed in the second Ward fight, and which really showed again tonight, was he has no idea what to do when he's hurt. I feel like a more savvy fighter could have found a way to survive that round, hold, clinch, buy time, do whatever you got to do. And Kovalev just doesn't know how to do that, clearly. And, yeah, so, he got up, and it was pretty much over at that point. There was too much time left in the round. Alvarez was smart. He came over. He was throwing control punches, precision punches, dropped him again, and that, Kovalev got a long count to even be able to continue. I mean, it was at least 20 seconds, 25 seconds of him. The referee gave him plenty of time, and he just had nothing left. His legs were gone. He was just out of it. And Kovalev, yeah, I hate to say it as a guy who was a big Kovalev fan, and still, I'm still a Kovalev fan, but clearly his time as an elite fighter is over. His career is, I don't want to say over because he'll probably fight again, but it's pretty much over. The aura of invincibility is gone. As he's getting older, he has the stamina issues, and his punch resistance really isn't that high. And, when you're a big power puncher like that, it can take a long time sometimes to find out how hard of a punch you can take. And, from what we've seen from Kovalev, versus Ward in the second fight versus Alvarez tonight. He doesn't have the punch resistance of an elite great fighter. He had a good run though, and he was one of my favorite fighters for a while. And I'll always remember his run. You know, he was a great power puncher. He delivered some great knockouts. He was willing to fight anybody and everybody. I give him that. I mean, he fought Ward twice. Not many people were wanting to fight Andre Ward. I'll still say he beat Ward the first time. I don't care what anybody else says. He won the first fight. You know, the trajectory of that bad decision and how it changed his career. You know, we'll never know what would have happened if they would have gave Kovalev the decision in that fight. Would he have fought Ward again? You know, the aura of invincibility still would have been there. I mean, if he would have beat Ward that night, he would have been arguably number one pound for pound. You know, assuming, of course, that, you know, Floyd was retired and everything else. But, yeah, you know, Kovalev, you had a good run, but it's over. You know, that tonight, it's over. He'll never be looked at the same way again. And as for Alvarez, yeah, you know, huge win. I think he's a guy that can carry the light heavyweight championship for a few years. Not a great fighter, but very good. Smart, you know, he's versatile. He showed he could take a punch. He can jab. He can move. He obviously has some power, enough power to knock out Kovalev. The Butte knockout was a huge knockout. So even though he might not be the kind of puncher that Kovalev is, he has enough power to get it done in this division. So I'm looking forward to seeing Alvarez's career over the next few years, as I'm sure everybody else is as well. Great fight. Congratulations to Alvarez. The co-main event, you know, Dmitry Bivol versus Chilemba. This fight went pretty much exactly how I thought it would in my prediction. You know, Chilemba, tough guy. Like I said, the gatekeeper of the division. And Bivol, the same thing as in the Barrera fight. You know, like I said, a year ago, I would have thought Bivol was the future of the division. And again, the Barrera fight and this fight, Bivol's a very good prospect still, but I can see the flaws. He's a front runner. He'll come out the first 3 to 5 rounds. He'll put it on you. And if he doesn't knock you out by then, you can tell he starts to run. He starts to fall apart a little bit. You know, versus Barrera and Chilemba, these guys are not offensive enough to really expose that. But I could see a better fighter beating Bivol. Like right now, if they fought, I think Alvarez could probably beat Bivol. It would be a good fight. I could see somebody still thinking Bivol could win that fight, but I think right now Alvarez could beat Bivol. I don't think Bivol's ready for Alvarez right now. I think after tonight's fight again, I think they're going to give Bivol a little bit more time, and you know we'll see what happens. But I doubt those two will fight next. As for Alvarez, he'll probably go back and have a couple defenses in Canada. But yeah, that fight went how I thought. I thought Chilemba won 4 rounds. You know, I had it 116, 112. I think that was a fair scorecard. I don't understand the two 120, 108 scorecards. I mean, I thought Chilemba definitely won the 10th and 11th round minimally, so I don't know. But, you know, it's boxing. You get what you get. But good night of fights. You know, a new light heavyweight champion was born tonight. So congratulations to Eleider Alvarez. Great night of boxing. Enjoyed it.